pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good evening, and Mr. Latchmore, would you take a roll call attendance, please?
Trustee Pelkey.
Here.
Trustee Bernard. Trustee Southwick.
Here.
Trustee Arnold.
Present.
Mayor LaBounty.
Here. Nobody has signed up from the public to address the board, so we'll go to the next item on the agenda, which is minutes of the January 6, 2025 regular meeting. All the trustees should have that in their packet. If there's no changes or deletions, I need approval for those minutes to be accepted.
I make a motion we accept the minutes as printed.
I'll second that. All those in favor of accepting the minutes for January 6, 2025 regular meeting, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, say no. The ayes have it. Bills, Mr. Treasurer, any additions or anything?
There's no additions or deletions this evening.
Okay, thank you. Once again, the trustees should have a copy of the bills in their packet. If there's no questions or discussions on that, I need a motion to pay the bills as printed.
I'll make a motion that we pay the bills as printed. Second.
All those in favor of paying the bills as printed, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, say no. The ayes have it. Correspondence, Mr. Latchmore.
I have no correspondence this evening, Mr. Mayor.
Okay. I have some resolutions tonight for the board to vote on. And the first resolution is 25-4. Resolution determining the proposed Village of Ross Point sanitary sewer collection system improvement project is a type 1 action and will not have a significant adverse impact on the environment. Whereas the Village of Ross Point is proposing the Village of Ross Point sanitary sewer collection improvement project located in the Village of Ross Point, County of Clinton, and whereas the project has been classified as a type 1 action as defined by the State Environmental Quality Act, whereas the Village of Ross Point Board sent a letter and part 1 of a full environmental assessment form to other potential interested agencies and involved agencies. Regulations found at 6YCRR Part 67-2 indicates the village desire to serve as the lead agency and complete the coordinated review of the project in accordance with 6 NYCRR Part 67-6, and whereas responses from interested and involved agencies were requested and each of the potential interested and involved agencies has agreed to or raised no objections to the Village of Ross Point Board serving as lead agency for the project. And whereas pursuant to the CEQA regulations, the Village of Ross Point Village Board has considered the significance of potential environmental impacts of the project by A, using the criteria specified in section 617.7 and examining the project FEAF acronym for the project, including the facts and conclusions in part 1, 2, and 3, together with other available supporting information to identify the relevant areas of environmental concern. Now, therefore be resolved that the Village of Ross Point Board hereby establishes itself as a lead agency for the project. And I just need a vote on this resolution to approve that we're the lead agency on this project. If there's no questions, then I need a motion for resolution 25-4.
I'll make a motion that we accept and pass resolution 2025-4.
I'll second that motion. Mr. Latchmore, take a roll call vote, please.
Trustee Pelkey.
Aye.
Trustee Bernard. Trustee Southwick.
Aye.
Trustee Arnold.
Aye.
Mayor LaBounty.
Aye. The ayes have it. Resolution 25-4 has been passed by the board. The next resolution is 25-5, and it's the Village of Ross Point snowplow capital equipment purchase. Whereas the Village of Ross Point establishes a capital reserve type fund to help finance the cost of acquisition of a plow truck for the Public Works Department pursuant to Section 6C of the General Municipal Law as amended. Whereas the Board of Trustees is of the opinion that a 2011 Freightliner M2106 plow truck sander should be purchased for the sum of no more than $63,000. The cost of this purchase will be financed from the Public Work Equipment Reserve. Whereas the useful life of said vehicle pursuant to Section 11, Subdivision 23 of the local finance law is 5 years. And whereas Section 6C-8 of the general municipal law requires that an expenditure from a capital reserve type fund be subject to permissive referendum. Therefore, be it resolved, 1, that the village will or has purchased a 2001 Freightliner M2 106 snowplow plow truck sander. 2, the expenditure is subject to permissive referendum. 3, the resolution shall not take effect until at least 45 days after its adoption, nor until approved by the affirmative vote of the majority of the qualified electors of the local government voting on the proposition for its approval. If within 45 days after its adoption, there will be filed with the clerk a petition protesting against such local law, signed and authenticated as required by qualified electors of such local government, registered to vote therein as last preceding general election, in number equal to at least 10 per centrum of the total number of votes cast for governor in the last gubernatorial election for local government. And if there's any questions on this, we can have a discussion. If not, then I need a motion for resolution 25-5.
I make a motion for resolution -2025-5. Second.
Roll call vote, Mr. Latchmore.
Trustee Pelkey.
Aye.
Trustee Menard. Trustee Southwick.
Aye.
Trustee Arno.
Aye.
Mayor LaBounty.
Aye, the ayes have it. 25-5 has been passed. The next one is 25-6, authorizing the execution of a shared service agreement with the town of Champlain for provisions of code enforcement officer. Whereas the Uniform Shared Services and Consolation Act authorizes 2 or more local units to enter into an agreement for interlocal services and known as Services Agreement for Provision of Municipal Services. And whereas the governing body of the Village of Ross Point recognizes that the shared services may result in property tax relief and enhanced services for its residents. And whereas the Village of Ross Point is in need of a code enforcement officer for his residents. And whereas the town of Champlain is able to provide code enforcement officer. And whereas the Village of Ross Point wishes to begin receiving code enforcement officer, the town of Champlain. And whereas the governing body of the Village of Ross Point has reviewed the proposed agreement and the copy which is attached hereto. And therefore it is resolved that the governing body of the Village of Ross Point endorses and undertakes shared service agreement with the town of Champlain for its provision of code officer. Be it further resolved that the mayor is hereby authorized to take all legal and necessary actions to facilitate the Village of Ross Point participation in this agreement. Be it further resolved that a copy of this agreement shall be maintained in the town of Champlain offices and available for public inspection. This resolution shall take effect immediately. And any discussion, gentlemen? If not, then I need a motion to pass 25-6, shared services with the town of Champlain code enforcement.
I make a motion to put resolution 2025-6 in form of a motion.
I'll second that.
Roll call vote, Mr. Latchmore.
Trustee Pelkey.
Aye.
Trustee Menard. Trustee Southwick.
Aye.
Trustee Arno.
Aye.
Mayor LaBounty.
Aye, the ayes have it. 25-6 has been passed by the board. The next one is 25-7, which is whereas the Board of Trustees of the Village of Rouses Point, New York has determined to pay a fixed rate for mileage as reimbursement to officers and employees of the village who use their personal automobiles while performing their official duties on behalf of the village. Therefore, be it resolved, the Board of Trustees of the Village of Ross Point shall approve reimbursement to such officer and employees at the rate of 70 cents per mile in accordance with the 2025 IRS standard mileage rate for business. And if there's no discussion on this proposal, then I need a motion to pass resolution 25-7.
I'll make a motion that we pass resolution 2025-7.
Second?
A roll call vote, Mr. Latchmore.
Trustee Pelkey.
Aye.
Trustee Menard. Trustee Southwick.
Aye.
Trustee Arno.
Aye.
Mayor LaBounty.
Aye, the ayes have it. The 25-7 has been passed. The other thing that everybody should have a copy in their packet of the Champlain EMS Corporation Agreement for the year 2025. There's no discussion on that. I need a motion to accept the proposal for the Champlain EMS services for the year 2025.
I make a motion we accept the Champlain EMS.
So,
Agreement.
I know Nick's looking for it, so
Yeah.
that contract was provided to everybody back in August.
Okay, I
And
know.
he tabled it back in August,
Right.
and it actually renews January 1st of this year. So they reached out to us to get the board's approval of that EMS contract.
I had a feeling that's what it was, but
Okay. Anything else, Mr. Chuck? No? I'll second the acceptance of that motion. Roll call vote, Mr. Latchmore.
Trustee Pelkey.
Aye.
Trustee Menard. Trustee Southwick.
Aye.
Trustee Arno.
Aye.
Mayor LaBounty.
Aye, the ayes have it. The motion has been passed. The last thing we have is electrical inspector application for ADK electrical inspectors. Everything has been filled out properly and brought to the board for a vote to accept. If there's no discussion on that, I need a motion to accept the inspector application.
I make a motion we accept the application.
I'll second.
Electrical inspector.
I'll second.
Roll call vote, Mr. Latchmore.
Trustee Pelkey.
Aye.
Trustee Menard. Trustee Southwick.
Aye.
Trustee Arno.
Aye.
Mayor LaBounty.
Aye. The electrical inspector application has been accepted by the board. The only other thing I would like to address very briefly on camera is the Stewart situation here in the village. We were very surprised to hear this. We reached out to corporate headquarters at Stewart's. The administrator and I had several conversations with the people from corporate. We're continuing to have those conversations moving forward. We had some positives. The legal counsel for Corporation for Stewart's is working on a letter for this board, and we're waiting for it, and we're looking for our own attorney for some guidance. But I want the residents to know that we're working on their behalf, and the latest information I have is that the Stewart shop will not be vacant until either it's going to stay permanently, if it's been readdressed, or another buyer comes to buy the property. But I want the residents to know, the last bit of information I had, that Stewart's will not be vacant until one of the two things happen. Anybody else have anything they want to add in regards to that? No. That's all I have. Trustee Arnold, do you have anything?
Just like to thank the electric department for changing the outside lights at the Welcome Center. It's a lot brighter up there now, at least you can see at night. That's all I have, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, Trustee Pelkey.
I don't have anything tonight.
Okay, Trustee Southwick.
I have one thing. I have the letter of retirement for Greg McCallum for the Public Works crew. Dated for his last day will be April 30th. So, having met Greg when I started, and he's been a great help, sadly, I'm going to have to put forward a motion that we accept the letter of retirement for Greg McCallum.
I'll second that, and hope he has a very nice retirement.
He's been a good worker for this village, and he'll be missed. And I entertain the same sentiments as you, trustee Arnold. I hope he has a long and enjoyable retirement. Roll call vote, Mr. Latchmore, to accept his retirement.
Trustee Pelkey.
Aye.
Trustee Menard. Trustee Southwick.
Aye.
Trustee Arnold.
Aye.
Mayor LaBounty.
Aye. The retirement letter has been accepted by the board. Do we have any other reports that anybody wants to address the board?
I have no other reports.
Okay. Nobody's requested an executive session, so unless somebody else has something to bring up, then I need a motion to adjourn this meeting.
So moved.
Second?
All those in favor of adjourning the meeting, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, say no. Thank you, gentlemen.